The teaching that the church will not be here for the Great Tribulation is a massive false teaching that's going to set people up for massive disillusionment and offense and pain when they're not secretly raptured before the tribulation begins. Now, we've already seen multiple passages. We're only in chapter 8. We've only done 7 chapters, and already we've seen how dynamic the church's role is in the Great Tribulation. You know, one of the craziest teachings out there in the pre-trib camp is that the church is not mentioned anywhere in the book of Revelation after chapter 4. You go, God, what? What are you, why? Why would you say that? The church is mentioned in every single chapter. They're mentioned in chapter 6. They're being slain. They're mentioned in chapter 7. They're being killed and saved through the Great Tribulation from every tribe, tongue, and nation. In chapter 8, we see the saints praying, and we see them releasing judgments on the Antichrist's empire. What do you mean they're not mentioned here? They're mentioned all over. The blood of the saints is all over this book. And the pre-trib camp will say, well, that's the tribulation saints. You go, well, that's convenient. There's zero proof or evidence of a tribulation saint that distinguishes them from the saints. So where do you guys get that? And there is no answer because you can't get it. You have to make that up. There's no evidence in the book of Revelation that says, oh, that's not an actual saint. That's a tribulation saint. They got saved after the rapture. That's the teaching. I mean, think about how crazy this is for a moment. Whether you believe it or you don't, or you're not familiar with it, just it's like to inoculate you from hearing this false teaching. Think about this for a minute. The Lord, here's the teaching. The Lord's going to take everybody, every believer, the salt and the light, the people who can actually explain what's happening, the people who dominate every page of the story, the central character in the story. The Lord's going to take her out of the picture, put her in heaven for a little while, and she can eat popcorn while the nations get pummeled, while Israel gets pummeled. And through the pummeling, a bunch of people are going to go, oh, wow, maybe we should become believers. Let's follow Jesus now. And then they become the saints who dominate the book of Revelation. It's crazy. It's a crazy teaching. And I want to be respectful. There's very good men and women who believe it. I have dear friends who believe it. But it is a dangerous, destructive, misleading teaching.